Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The implementation of Ndungu Land Report is very significant if we want our nation to heal. Because the more we sit on these reports that contain historical injustices, we are sitting on a volcano that is about to explode. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is either innocently or intentionally inciting Kenyans against the Kenyatta family. Yesterday, Mama Ngina Kenyatta met the only remaining female Maumau freedom fighter, Mama Muthoni Kirima, and she took from her own pocket 4.7 million Kenyan shillings to offset a bank loan that had been a burden on Madam Muthoni. And then she went further to buy a 3-bedroom house for her. And she gave a certain speech there that did not go well with Rigathi Gachagua and the likes of Ndindi Nyoro, who have always said that they are the sons and grandsons of Maumau. So as was expected, Rigathi Gachagua was going to respond. And the way he responded, he looked sarcastic. But it seems this action really did not go down well with him, because Madam Mama Ngina Kenyatta exposed them as fake Maumau. Because Madam Ngina had said that there are several people who continue to pretend that they are related to Maumau fighters, yet they are not. I want you to listen to this speech, and you will know that if we are not very careful, then this country, a very peaceful country that God has given us, will one day turn chaotic. And returning to peace will take us years, after people have lost lives, after people have been chased from their lands and they are now IEDPs. You remember what happened in 2007, or better still, you can go to Rwanda and understand what I mean. Listen to the speech.
That's all we're asking. They are not late. Of course, from 1963 they have never bothered. Now that they have come and they are saying they are concerned, na watu ya Maumau watusaidie. Because wenyewe walichukua mashamba yote ya Maumau, swara ndizo zinakula huko, zinatembea huko, hakuna kazi inaendelea kwa hiyo mashamba. Maumau na watoto yao wanazikwa kwa public cemetery. Tunauliza hao tu kama wamepata hiyo roho Mungu amewaguza kuonea watu ya Maumau na watoto yao huruma. Wakonsile. Because hii mashamba ni kubwa sana. They actually don't need that. It's too much. If they can consider even half of that land they took from Maumau, watuite. If they want my services, I can organize a Maumau. Tuongea hiyo maneno, watukatie mashamba nusu, tupatie wao title na hao waendelee na hiyo ingine. Hakuna shida. And any help from Maumau is not late, is welcome. Even after waiting for 60 years, we are still waiting.
You see, we have had talks about those people who claim that they are Maumau. But their only claim to Maumau is that they cannot be intimidated. When Raila calls upon Kenyans to rise up against the intimidation of the government, against the unfulfilled promises by Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua regime, you will hear people like Rigathi Gachagua and Ndindi Nyoro saying that they are the sons of Maumau and they can never be intimidated. The fact that some of these Maumau freedom fighters and their grandsons and daughters are still languishing in pain notwithstanding. Give credit where it is due. We all understand that the previous regimes have never been sensitive to our freedom fighters. From the Kenyatta family, Moi family, from the Kenyatta regime, Moi regime, Kibaki regime, Uhuru regime, and now Ruto regime. People have talked, but they have never been serious about taking care of our freedom fighters. But one thing that I don't understand is why all these leaders that we are talking about know that there is a report that we need to open. Whether it is Raila Amolo Odinga, William Samoei Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua, Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka, name them and let us speak the truth here. And sometimes I say that let us put our political affiliations aside, tribal affiliations aside, and let us speak the truth, because these issues are very emotive. When you talk about historical injustices and you talk about land issues, these are issues that are very sensitive. They have led to loss of life. Even in the villages where we stay, people fight for land, and sometimes they take law into their hands and they start killing each other. So land is a very emotive issue that must not be played with. It must never be politicized. You can never go to a rally and start talking about land, because the Ndungu report explains how this thing emanated, the source of all these injustices, and recommendations of what should be done. So instead of going to start talking about this in public, Rigathi Gachagua is the deputy president of Kenya now. Kimani Ichung'wah is the majority leader in the National Assembly. Ndindi Nyoro is a member of parliament. Why can't they just go to parliament, compel this government to open the Ndungu report? I know when we open this report, it will shake us a bit, but we will have to bury this discussion behind us once we have scrutinized it and seen the recommendations. I understand that the Kenyatta family has got a big chunk of land. But even if it is true that they grab land, the way to go is not to send goons and invade private property. We should ensure that we use lawful means. If at all you want to acquire certain land that you are very sure was illegally acquired. But the only problem why these leaders cannot open this Ndungu report, because each and every these big families have benefited from illegal acquisition of property in one way or the other. You will find each and every one of them with big chunks of land, including Rigathi Gachagua. If we start following them, you will realize that they are not clean. Just the other day, Rigathi Gachagua was accused of some corrupt cases, including some land deals. But ever since he took out of office, all the charges have been withdrawn, and they are saying that they were politically machinated, and there was a lack of proper investigation. And this is the reason why there isn't any one leader. You cannot convince me that there is a leader who is clean. This is why they cannot open this report. No wonder they've realized that Kenyans can easily be hoodwinked. They are sitting on a report that, if opened, will give the very, very hustlers that they're talking about land, including certain chunks of land that Rigathi Gachagua is owning. But they know very well that if they open it, it will be a can of worms, and they know they will be implicated. They know this will be shooting themselves in the foot. So what do? They play politics with it. They will come to church, they will come to rallies, they will speak things that make us clap and applaud them. But by the end of the day, years will go by. There is no permanent solution to this except opening the Ndungu report. So with Rigathi Gachagua was telling us that, it is not late. This family has not helped the Maumau, Maumau fighters since 1963. We know this government, including his government, if he was serious about this, they would move a motion, even if they don't want to open the Ndungu report, to start maybe fresh investigations so that we can help. It is not only the Kenyatta family. We have several businessmen, several leaders who have grabbed land in this country. And I'm against playing politics with something that they know very well they can implement. They have the cure, they have the medicine, yet they still want to, as usual, blame game. Because Rigathi Gachagua has decided that every predicament that Kenyans are going through, he points a finger to the Kenyatta family. And this is something that we cannot accept. So, ladies and gentlemen, maybe it is high time Kenyans start rallying support behind the Ndungu reports and all the historical injustices, so that we look at them, we forgive each other, we see who did what, who did wrong, and we forgive each other and we move on. Because when we sit on these reports, every previous regime will be playing politics with it. You come in, you blame another family, and this is not something that we should really encourage. So I want to condemn this act, and it will backfire. The other day you saw one of the Oda leaders shooting people, those who invaded his land. Because once you begin a war, a class war between the hustlers and the dynasty, so those who think have and those who don't have, this will backfire. Because let's, for example, if once they have invaded the Kenyatta's land, they will be looking for the next victim, and they will pounce on the Kenyatta family, the Rigathi land and Ruto land and all this. Let us bring order and sanity the way we do our things. Otherwise, we will soon be burning this country without knowing. So these things about Rigathi Gachagua telling us that the Kenyatta family should even, give a half of their land. Let us use lawful means. Let us stop inciting Kenyans, because tomorrow you will see certain squatters going to Kenyatta family because they have been told, this is the deputy president who is speaking with authority, that there is certain land that was illegally acquired. And let us have proper policies that will help recognize our freedom fighters. I don't know what to think, but this is my take.